My feeling is that it was a terrible war. It was a very, very gruesome, and it fought with all possible kind of trenches, artillery. A lot of people died. So what was strange was that at the height of the fighting, there was no hostile reaction on the part of the southern Sri Lankans, that is Sinhalese, against the Tamils. They could have easily broken into the houses, waded into the houses of Tamils, because the majority of Tamils live outside the north and east, in the south. So there wasn't a single incident of a Tamil being attacked, even at the very height, when they were sort of completely powerless. And the Sinhalese were, the riding the wave of victory. They could have done anything, but nothing happened. So going by that scope, I think the mood is that the Sinhalese and the south, the people in civilians in general, are in a mood to continue to see that the peace continues for very long time. It doesn't end up in any other form. So my feeling is that all the ingredients are there for the southern Sri Lankans or the people in the entire country to see that it won't get interrupted again, because they have had enough. Although people were living in the south, person like me in the south, I was not directly involved in the conflict in any way, but nobody knew that once you leave for office in the morning, whether you can come back in the afternoon, because there was so much of bombings, suicide bombings, and so the people are now breathing some fresh air. They don't want to deprive that atmosphere again. So they are in a very, very relief mode, and they don't want to go back into the battle mood again. I have some doubts about that, because people are now resigned to the fact that the war is over, militarily over. No one will fire at them, or there will be no suicide bombings. But how prepared they are is another question, because if they are prepared, they should be prepared with the solution to the problem. They must go back to the origins of the problem, the root causes, as they say. But I don't see any of that kind of thing happening right now in Sri Lanka. They are not riding the wave of euphoria, nor are they prepared to make sure that this kind of problem will not arise again. They have to address if this comes to an end, because this kind of you can go on in living in this kind of atmosphere without being panicky about anything, without being too complacent about the whole thing. But someday they have to address this. Otherwise, because it's not the Tamils, not only the Tamils who were affected by the political power imbalance earlier, all the marginalized communities, people, even Sinhalese who were living in the peripheral areas, the remote areas, they were not given chance to share power or do anything meaningful. So now they have to address the question. Otherwise, for the time being, it will lie dormant. But someday it might rise again. There is space, because when there is no political conflict, you can develop upon what you have already gained. Every chance is there. When there is political instability, you just can't do anything to enhance the human development quality. Now they have the chance, but this claim is little bit exaggerated, I am afraid. It's self-congratulatory on the part of Sri Lanka, because Sri Lanka is at the moment is holding fairly 91st position, not among the top 2 grades of human development. The third category. First grade is very high, second one is high, third one is medium. So we are in the medium, somewhere in the middle of the medium. So there's nothing to congratulate ourselves so much about the whole thing. Only thing is that we are above rest of the South Asia. We are above India, we are above Pakistan, we are above Maldives. That's the only thing that we can celebrate about, we can sort of crow about, but nothing much. Yes, SAARC doesn't have a very impressive record of having some kind of solid, tangible achievements. It had been in existence over 25 years, but what it has achieved is something which you can write down in one page of paper. It's mostly in the areas of not very important political achievements, not very important security achievements. It has done nothing, absolutely nothing, to lessen the tension between India and Pakistan, the two main countries in the region. So I have my doubts about the ability of, the capacity of SAARC to do anything tangible to achieve the same. But what it can do is to do a lot of things in the technical areas. I am not saying that it can't help anything else. It has held number of sports meets, so many musical concerts, arts in that kind of sphere. But it doesn't have a capacity or the mandate, for that matter, to enter into a political sphere and lessen the security tension in the area, because its very basic agreement prevents to enter into bilateral disputes. So without entering into bilateral disputes, nothing can happen in South Asia, because the entire South Asia is revolving around India-Pakistan conflict. So I am not saying that it can't do anything, but its role is very limited. It's limited to very sanitized areas, I would call, something like, promoting higher education, promoting tourism by way of, doing away with visa requirements and that kind of thing. But that part I don't see much. Whatever achievement it has made all this time is limited to the economic sphere. Bilateral trade between India and Pakistan and Sri Lanka has increased over the years, but it's not solely due to SAARC, due to various other reasons. Bilateral agreements, not SAARC agreements. So therefore, I am not all that optimistic that SAARC can play a very, very meaningful, vibrant role in bringing about peace in South Asia. Yes, there are some lessons, because SAARC is the most senior partner as far as regional grouping is concerned, not only because they have become very, very meaningful, vibrant in taking firm decisions. There is no prohibition against taking bilateral decisions on this time. Any dispute they discuss openly, including Myanmar. Nobody would have thought a similar problem will be tackled in the deliberations of SAARC, but they have gone into all these issues, and they have played a very vibrant role in the sense. The second point is that there is no major country which has played a dominant role in ASEAN. Although Indonesia is big, Malaysia is big, they don't say that you small countries like Cambodia, any other country, we dictate terms to you, do this and do that kind of thing. They have been very, very tolerant. The big countries have been acting like a very, very statesman kind of fashion. It has happened in SAARC. SAARC has more than on two occasions told small countries, don't hold the summit now, we have problems, we are against it. So that kind of thing has never happened in ASEAN. That's why it is prospering. The trust is there in big countries. It's big, powerful, moneyed, but small countries in ASEAN do not have the kind of distrust that small countries in SAARC has about China or India or Pakistan.